Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to take a look at the final Sigma APS-C lens for me to review, and that's the 30mm f1.4. So at 30mm or 45mm equivalent full frame, we've got something that sits right in the middle and around the nifty 50, as people like to call it. So it's a lens that we can do a multiple of shots on. You can almost get some sort of landscape photography, you can get definite portraits, you can use it as a talking head lens, maybe a vlogging lens if you've got a super long extension pole or something. Of the trio of lenses that Sigma do for the APS-C, so including the 30mm, the 16 and the 56, it's definitely the most versatile in terms of focal length. As with the other Sigma lenses in the trio, we've got great build quality, nice size, nice weight, really smooth focus ring. It's actually slightly bigger than the 56mm, which I have here. So there's the size comparison of the two. But the 56 is actually heavier because it's got more glass. But great lens, you know, smooth, no complaints, feels good on the camera, it doesn't look too big. With a 30cm or 0.3 of a meter focus distance, that's quite good. You know, it's not quite macro, but you can get some nice shots. If you were to put a macro extension tube on it, for example, you could probably get some really good close detailed shots. With obviously the f1.4, you've got super low light capabilities and the bokeh is just fantastic. So this lens doesn't feature any image stabilization or OSS, so you're going to need to either have a gimbal, a slider, or a Sony A65 or 6600 if you want that super smooth footage. Also the autofocus does hunt a little bit, I've found, with this compared to the 16 and the 56. It's not quite as quick. I mean, this is the 16mm now, it's straight back out, look, straight back on my face. The 16 is good. The 56 is even better. The 30mm is the worst, even though it's had a firmware update and it is the oldest lens launched back in 2016. It's still the worst performer. So the main competitor is the Sony 35mm f1.8 OSS. So obviously that does have the image stabilization in it, but it does only have f1.8, whereas this is f1.4. So you can just open that aperture up ever so slightly more. Better for low light. But the Sony lens is lighter, it is cheaper, and it is smaller, so something to take into consideration. So I've been out and taken some photo and video examples just to give you an idea of what this lens can do. We've got no ND filters, no gimbals, so it's just the lens and a Sony A6400. So can you vlog on it? To be honest, no. I've got this tripod on arm's length as far as I can. Morning! And yeah, this just looks, I look ridiculous. The arm's wide out, massive. I've got no ND filter on it, so I've had to step it down to like f13, otherwise the sun's just ridiculous. My arm's like way up in the air to try and get it far out. This woman on the allotment's giving me ridiculous looks. Yeah, don't vlog with this lens. Don't bother. So to wrap it up, it's a bit of a funny one. I like the lens, I like the focal length, but there's times where I just think, I prefer the 16mm or I prefer the 56mm. You know, it sits in the middle as a jack of all trades, but it's kind of like the master of none. It's got the worst autofocus of the three. It's definitely got great image quality and an upgrade over the kit lens, but I would steer toward the 16mm, especially for vlogging, for landscape photography and talking headshots just like this. And for the 56mm, I just prefer that slightly more cropped or zoomed, whatever you want to call it, look of those photos, which is hitting up towards the 80mm full frame equivalents. You know, this lens can do it all, but for me personally, yeah, it falls short, but I don't really know why. I think because I own the 16mm and the 56mm, those two shine in areas for me which the 30mm doesn't. You know, anything that I want to do on the 30mm, I can do on the 56 as well, and I prefer that focal length. It is the cheapest of the Sigma trio to buy, so for getting started, maybe that would be great. But just think about what type of photography or videography you want to do, and maybe even consider the 18 to 50 if you really want to splash out a little bit. So I hope you found that video a little bit useful. I've been struggling with a cold, which you can maybe hear for the past week or so. So apologies for that if I'm not as clear as I usually am. But give the video a like if you found it useful. Please subscribe to the channel. I've got a nifty little smart gadget for your camera review coming up soon, so you won't want to miss that. And I hope you guys have a great day.